All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody, to Blame Your Brother, a special Friday night edition of the program. Up all night with Blame Your Brother on YouTube.com. Yeah, we're streaming Friday tonight. Generally, we do it on Thursday, but things came up, so we're here. It's a party atmosphere, so everyone hang in. You can come hang out with us on YouTube. When we do stream live, just go subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/blameyourbrother. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and you will never miss another live show again. If you do miss it, that's okay. We drop the podcast on all platforms the next day, so go grab it. Go leave us a rating and review on any podcast platform, and we're going to get the show started. We have a lot of things to discuss tonight. We are Blame Your Brother. I'm one half of that duo. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of people, Glenn Jackson, spiritual midget, Mr. Wonderful, and this gentleman sitting over to my left, it is John.
It's a John Neal. Hey, everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do have a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right. So, yes, tonight, Mount Rushmore of Super Mario characters.
That isn't Mario.
That is not Mario. And we're doing that because yesterday was March the 10th, Super Mario Day, MAR10. You can figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got that. A lot of things to talk about in the world, and we both saw The Batman.
The Batman.
I have vengeance. So we're going to be talking about The Batman, just a spoiler-free. We have not discussed it much at all, so that's going to be an interesting talk. So, John, it is Friday. Yesterday, this past week, 70 degrees outside, and it's about to start snowing as we're recording this.
Yay.
This is not fun. I'm done with this weather. I hate this time of the year. I like it because of certain birthdays in my life, my two children's birthdays, but the weather itself, I hate it. I want 70 up year round. That's what I want.
Yeah, I agree.
And this snow, which is supposed to hit for one day, and I know people have listened up north, oh, yeah, but we're not in the north. We're in the south, okay? And so we don't like snow. People can't drive in it, and we just hate it.
Our cities aren't set up to deal with it.
Right.
I mean, I grew up in Baltimore, and I don't remember ever having a snow day in the 6 years that I lived there. And, I mean, I've walked the snow in, like, more than ankle-deep snow.
Right.
That would have been like a national emergency down here.
Right.
And so, and the fact of the matter is issues like we're having tonight, when the weather is really warm and then all of a sudden it's going to snow, when the snow hits the ground, it melts.
Yeah.
Then it refreezes.
And
so it's ice. It's not snow anymore. And you can drive on snow all day and all night up north, but when you start trying to drive on ice, that's
bad.
a different story.
That's bad. So we'll see how that affects us. But other than that, what's going on? Anything important going on this week with you? Same old? Same old.
I did want to talk about not the actual movie, The Batman.
Okay.
But in this day and age, I think people are getting a little out of hand with their technology.
Okay.
I bought the tickets, and I wasn't really paying attention. Bought the tickets, and I'm like, wow, that was kind of expensive, but whatever. I don't get out to the movies much.
What's expensive? What's expensive?
Like it was
like $20 a ticket?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's expensive.
And so, like, I get to the theater, and, like, I sit down in the seat, and then there was a button that said water on, water off. I was like, what is that? So just to be safe, I was like, I'm just going to turn the water off.
Okay.
Apparently, I got 4D tickets.
Ah, okay. The 4D experience. Were you not given 3D glasses when you walked into the theater?
No.
What?
But I tell you what did happen.
Yeah.
The seats would move around.
Yeah.
You get sprayed with mist.
Wait a minute. Yes. I want to go back to this. This was showing in 3D.
It was 40. I don't know what all they consider.
Well, 4D is supposed to be 3D.
I would imagine 3D plus something else.
Did you never had 3D glasses?
Never got 3D glasses. And when you're watching a movie, even if it's a 3D movie, whether or not you have the glasses
That's
on,
weird, man.
you can kind of tell if it's supposed to be or not.
Yeah.
And this definitely didn't feel like it was supposed to be a 3D movie.
So you paid $20, and you believe then you paid $20 for mist and the chair like shaking.
I mean, it would up and
Yes, I know. No, I understand.
It was, that part of the movie I did not enjoy at all.
How old are you? I mean, did you not see this when you were buying the ticket?
I was just buying it real quick on my phone. I wasn't really paying attention.
Well, that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Okay, so wow. Did this? Okay, because I've got a similar.
I honestly, I don't like 3D movies.
I don't care for them either. I had a mishap at my theater, and nothing to do with me though. How did that? So I was talking about mine. How did it affect your viewing pleasure then? Did it?
Especially if it's a movie like this.
Yes.
Where you want to be ingrained in it.
Yeah.
Because there's some things that, if there's a movie and there's anything to figure out in the movie,
yeah,
I want to be zoned in.
I hear you.
Because I'm that kind of mind, like I think that I should be able to at least get some of it.
Yeah.
Which even, there were aspects of the movie where like we might get into it, but I mean, I was like able to guess certain things that were going to happen. I was like, cool. And I'm proud of myself when that happens,
right.
you know?
Okay.
And so the thing is when you have things like 3D or this experience, this 4D experience, it almost takes away from the movie.
I would agree.
Especially when it's a movie that's supposed to be an intellectual property and not just a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of thing.
Like a Pixar movie or something.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I'm with you. I don't like 3D movies either. I don't. I just don't care for them. Well, so I went and saw The Batman, and it's me and my son. And I'm sitting there, and the trailers come up. And
which one did you see it with? Jake or
Jake,
Nick?
my
Okay.
oldest. And we're sitting there, and things are good, Trailers are up. We're having a good time. We got our food. We're rocking and rolling. There's no 4D. There's no water spraying out of the seats. I've done that before, actually. That's why I knew where you were going with that. And then a trailer for Bob's Burgers comes on, and something happened that's never, ever happened to me, ever. I've been seeing movies, John, my whole life. I mean, I'm 44. It's a lot of movies.
I mean, I've been some with you.
I looked at the bottom screen. Subtitles are on the trailer. I said, This is odd. This is weird. But it'll just be during this one trailer. Oh, no, John. It was for the entire ride. The entire movie was subtitled at the bottom. Now, I noticed two people get up, they leave, they come back. Subtitles are still on the movie. And this was really, look, when I watch TV at home late at night, I sometimes turn the subtitles on because I have a home television that sometimes the sound's not that great. When I'm at the theater, I don't need the subtitles on. I can literally hear everything that's happening.
That takes away from my experience too if I see the subtitles.
Oh, dude.
Because it feels like, I mean, and I can hear everything, but it feels like I have to read it.
Right, yes. So the subtitles are on. The people come back, and I'm like, all right, well, those people obviously had to have gone and asked. So the only thing I can think is that someone was like visually impaired or
hearing impaired.
Yeah, hearing impaired was in the movie theater. And like, what do you do there? Like, I understand it's taking away a little bit from my experience, but if they turn the subtitles off, their whole movie experience is ruined.
Yeah.
I understood from post of saying that they're supposed to give you a certain device that allows you to see the subtitles. You put it up. It's like 3D glasses, but maybe they didn't have this technology. So the entire movie was in subtitles. It was very, very bizarre.
Yeah, very distracting, I'm sure.
Very distracting. So, that being said, we both saw The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, Paul Dano, and
John Turturro.
Jeffrey Wright. Is that his name? Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jeffrey Wright.
All right. Well, what did you so okay, in the chat, first off, Robin, your wife, is at the store. She said it's snowing hard already. Fantastic. Doug Metcalf says I already have subtitles on, so I would have loved that. Dude, I think that too. When you're at the movie and the screen is 30 feet wide and the sound is bumping, you do not want the subtitles on. Unless you're trying to watch maybe a Christopher Nolan movie where the sound's out of control. Anyway, okay, whatever. You saw the Batman. I saw the Batman. What did you think, John, of the Batman?
I thought Zoe Kravitz was amazing.
Yeah, she's. I've been singing her praises for a while now.
Yeah.
Told you I watched High Fidelity and I fell in love with her. Well,
I need to watch that. I loved the movie.
You will love it then. You will. I love Zoe Kravitz. I will confess, Zoe Kravitz, if you just ever happen to watch this, I love you. You are amazing. I think there's something about her that she has it.
I mean, growing up in the 80s, I had a crush on Lisa Bonet.
Who didn't?
And so, I mean,
right? So, yeah.
I guess the apple doesn't far fall from the tree.
So she was Catwoman, so you thought the Catwoman performance was good.
I'd probably
best Catwoman ever, right?
If not very close to Michelle Pfeiffer. Just super.
She blew she blew her out of the water. Zoe Kravitz blew Michelle Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer was very, let's set it up for you. It's a very realistic version of Batman. Like, to me, it almost had more realism than Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Yeah,
as far as like being gritty and things like that. So we got to put that into the context of the other Batman movies, where Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer was very cartoonish. I mean, it was straight out of a cartoon.
Yeah.
This is very realistic. I still think I liked Zoe Kravitz's version better. And
if you're looking for realism, yeah, I agree that she does.
And this is set in the second year of Batman. This is essentially Batman like year two. It doesn't follow the comic book Batman year 2. So I don't want the nerds come, it doesn't follow the Batman year 2. There's not the Grim Reaper. Look, it's in the second year, people. Just calm down. It was actually a lot like Batman year 1 from the comic book, if I was going to. Anyway, all right. So Zoe Kravitz, what did you think of Mr. Pattinson himself, Robert Pattinson?
I mean, Pattinson is a good word for him. Hardly any aspect of Bruce Wayne at all.
That's what I didn't like. But anyway. I mean, we'll give our negatives later, but I did not like that. That's not Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's not Bruce Wayne.
And so I think they were doing that on purpose, though.
Okay, but so I said we're going to go to it.
I mean,
we got to go to this now, John.
I would say the same thing, Phil, with Man of Steel. There was absolutely no Clark Kent. It was all...
Okay, here's the difference. Now, I agree with you 100%. If there was a vigilante that appeared in the streets of Nashville, all right, and this man had obviously...
Someone who's not the Shadow Patriot.
Yes, not the Shadow Patriot. He had high-tech weaponry. He was able to do things that would cost money. He only came out at night, okay? He only came out at night. Where would you start looking at suspects? I would say, okay, first off, this dude has money.
Yeah, that's not cheap.
Number 2, it would have to be someone that is a recluse who never comes out during the day. Who might that be? Oh, and just add in to sprinkle that this man, Bruce Wayne's parents, were killed when he was a young man. So he might have an axe to grind with crime in the city. That, to me, it undersells Commissioner Gordon, that he's a moron that can never figure this out.
Yeah.
So I always have a problem with that. With Christian Bale, he was living the Playboy life. You got around Bruce Wayne in the Christopher Nolan movies, and you're like, bro, there's no way, 0% chance this guy's Batman. There's 0. I mean, this guy, no. But anyways, okay. So anyway, Robert Pattinson, though, I will say his Batman, great. I feel they took a lot of fighting. I don't know this in particular, but it seems to me the fighting style was copied directly from the Netflix show Daredevil.
I did see some similarities.
I mean, the sounds were spot on. The fighting, the way he fought was very similar to Daredevil. I don't know if he even looked like Daredevil at certain scenes, man.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, is this Daredevil? So anyways, but I thought
that's not a complaint at all.
No, it's a great series. Okay. Yeah. Commissioner Gordon, fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's black, he's white. I don't care. He was great.
Yeah.
He was great. The last 2 Commissioner Gordons have killed it. Let's talk about Colin Farrell's Penguin. I mean, whatever, man.
I mean, for the record,
yes,
he was unrecognizable.
Oh, I mean, you didn't even know who it was.
Unless someone told you who it was, you did not know that.
0%.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. I don't understand the casting. I mean, I guess They want you, I guess, to assume, like, and this ain't really a spoiler, but he's not the big heavy of the movie, obviously. But he is going to get his own HBO Max series after this. But let's talk about the main character. The main villain is the Riddler. Now, I don't know how much people know about this from the trailer. I'm assuming they know it's the Riddler because the trailers I've seen, it does not necessarily maybe show the Riddler, what he looks like. But if you go to any toy store or Walmart.
Well, not only that, it's got the question mark.
Right, but in Walmart, they're selling the toy that shows exactly what it looks like. I've not seen him in the trailer, what his outfit looks like. I think the outfit works fine for the movie. I mean, this is not Jim Carrey. This man's not going to be walking around with question marks all up and down his shirt. That's stupid.
Yeah.
What did you think of the villain in the movie? Did it work?
It definitely worked because it added that realism. Any villain that is as high profile as they are in the literal comics, just out and about, they're going to get caught like super quick.
Right, yeah.
And the fact that he's kind of just like laying low and you only see him, I mean, you don't see him at all, really.
Not really.
But when they do hear from him via these notes or whatever, that's it.
Yeah, no, I thought that was good. So, I feel like this movie, my son saw it, okay, and he loved it. He said, "Dad, I think it's great. I think it's one of the better movies I've ever seen." He said, "What would you give it out of 10?" I said, "Out of 10, I give it like an 8.5. He goes, "Wow." He thought that was low. And I'm like, "Son, I've seen movies you've never seen before. I've seen a movie called Seven that I feel this is very similar to. I've seen a movie called Zodiac I've seen David Fincher movies. To me, this was a David Fincher attempt. People saw The Joker and they said, "Oh, that's Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro." I watched and said, "Oh, this is a David Fincher movie. This is Seven." Except Batman would be Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman would be Commissioner Gordon. It was almost a buddy movie of sorts in that aspect.
Yeah.
And David Fincher makes great movies, so I don't have a knock on that. So I liked. I'm giving it a compliment, but I'm just saying I've seen Seven, so I can't say this is like just with The Joker. I've seen Taxi Driver, so I can't walk out of The Joker going, "Well, I've never seen anything like that before," because I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But it's still great. I mean, like I said, the emo Batman stuff was a little much sometimes. It was a little much, they made it. I
mean, you'd think that. I mean, if I were in his shoes, I mean, I'd probably have a buzz cut.
Yeah, it would make more sense, right?
Yeah, and him doing the whole flop.
Of course.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be for the ladies, right?
Yeah.
But they made it a theme throughout the movie that he really never touched anyone. If you ever know, like, I don't know but like he never really touches anyone. Until certain events happen, then he'll hold someone's hand or whatever. I kind of like that he's still a damaged person. Batman's a very damaged individual.
He'd have to be in order to do what he does.
But the fighting was great. The vehicle was great. I like the motorcycle. I like that idea. It makes sense in the city. I like the cityscape. It felt like Gotham City. I mean, anything about Nolan, it never really felt like Gotham. It just felt like a big city.
Yeah.
This felt like, oh, this is Gotham City. And I liked how they factored in that criminals would be afraid of this guy. Like, I mean, they're afraid, like he's in every shadow. I like that aspect of it. And I like the fighting was realistic. I felt, I like the Christopher Nolan stuff a little bit better. The Batman outfit. The only thing I don't like about it, my God, it looks like he weighs 300 pounds when he's walking around in that thing, which makes sense because it is bulletproof.
Yeah.
But it's very bulky, man.
Yeah.
Like, very bulky. I mean, I saw one thing I said.
I think that might have added to the fighting scenes, though, because some of the fighting scenes were kind of minimalist.
Yeah, very much, yeah.
And so I remember watching Taken with Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson, yeah.
And the fact that he kept using that throat chop throughout the movie quite a bit.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were knocking it, and I'm like, well, in reality, if it works,
you would always use it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, yeah.
And so, I think a lot of fighters might have, like legit fighters, not people who do it for sport where people can study them.
Right.
But people who are trying to get something done in a short amount of time, they probably use the same moves over and over again.
For sure. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So, the fact that he was his fighting actions were more like concise and to the point and quick, kind of led to the fact that why he didn't do anything super athletic or acrobatic.
Yeah.
While wearing all that.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's a heavy suit. So, I mean, I look forward if there's another one. So anything you would kind of knock on it? I mean, you've had pretty much positive views on it so far.
I would never in a million years cast John Turturro
as a heavy,
as a
mob
boss.
I didn't, say that, but I think he did. I think he pulled it off, man.
I mean, I just kept seeing the dopey dude from Oh Brother, We're Out There.
I know, but you got to watch other Coen Brothers movies, man. He's great. He's a great actor.
I think he is too, but I mean, it seems like most of the time he doesn't really play somebody who you're like there should be fearful of.
Fair enough. I mean, that's fine. I've heard other people say that's not the first people. So what do you rank this then? 1 to 10. I'm saying I'm sticking by 8.5.
8+. Yeah.
8.5. Where do we rank it? Batman history. Now, I've heard some say it's better than Dark Knight, and I would say that's stupid.
No, nothing's
Never.
better than
Never.
Dark Knight.
I don't see ever. I mean, anything's possible. I feel like, for instance, if you're just doing a musical thing, I think Nirvana's Nevermind's a perfect album, right? And I don't know that anything will ever come as close as that. I'm open for albums coming close to that. I just don't see it happening. There's no way this movie's not better than The Dark Knight.
No.
Sorry. I mean, Heath Ledger alone, it's over. That's game over.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul Dano, Heath Ledger, come on, man. I mean, if the Dark Knight was just Heath Ledger, if it was literally just the Heath Ledger scenes, it'd be better than this movie. And I will not. 3 hours is a long runtime. We've got to start cutting down on these movies.
It was very long.
We could have taken out a number of things that like I said, Penguin. Why? Why was he in the movie? Why was he in the movie? Are they doing this where they can launch miniseries? Because that would be that'd be some negative points if they're doing that.
I mean, I imagine that's what everything is now.
Then I don't like that. If Penguin was not in that movie, nothing changes. Nothing. They could have literally anyway. Loved it. I love Robert Pattinson, though. I think he's great. And I look forward to the next one. Obviously, they're going to have to make another one. It's been very successful. So, Dark Knight's number 1. We know that. You said, so what about Batman Begins?
That's still number 2.
And then Dark Knight Rises?
This one is neck and neck with it. It's hard for me. I think if I were to watch Dark Knight Rises right now.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'd say this one edges
the Batman,
it out.
Yeah, I hear you.
But if I were to turn on The Dark Knight Rises right now and watch it,
yeah,
it might
go
back and forth.
I'm with you 100%. I think they're very, very close. It's and they both have Catwoman, which is kind of funny. And then I think anything after that I think anyone with a brain can just do those in order. It's just Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and then Batman and Robin. And that's all of them, right? I'm missing.
I mean, say Batman versus Superman. Technically.
Oh, well.
And Justice League.
I wouldn't say Justice League. I will say, okay, I'll put Batman v Superman, even though I feel that's real. That's a real Superman movie, right? That was the sequel to Man of Steel.
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. If we're throwing that in, I think that's better than Keaton. I've already said this before, so I would put Batman v Superman than all the other ones, just in order.
I think his Batman's better than Keaton's Batman.
You think Batman 89 is a better movie than Batman v Superman?
If you take into
director's cut,
even the one that came
okay.
Theater, if you take it just as movie against movie,
yeah,
then Batman versus Superman is a better movie. But if you take into account when the movies were made, then 89 was better.
Okay, that's fine. That's at that point, yes, you're just debating Man Schools. So I would suggest people go see it. Go see it at the theater.
Yes,
it looks great on the big screen. So I'm glad you got to see it. I was like, well, maybe we'll just hold off to that. All right, well, let's hit a couple of news stories real quick. One of the big ones this week, our girl Kim Kardashian is in the news
What?
Always, right? Craves the news. But I want to, this is a story that came out. Why? I have no idea. But Kim Kardashian, this is the headline. Kim Kardashian's advice to women in business is getting some major backlash. Kim Kardashian is on the receiving end of some heavy criticism this week after dishing out some eye-popping advice to women. She said this in an interview with Variety. Get your effing ass up and work. It seems like nobody wants to work these days. Unsurprisingly, it sparked a storm on social media with Twitter users criticizing her for tone-deaf comments. John, the quote, as we see it on the screen, get your effing ass up and work. People don't like to work these days, John. Is there anything? Look, I love Kim Kardashian. I'm a Kim Kardashian fan. I've said it. I admit it, but this is even too far. I can't even. If Lee was on this show, my brother, who used to be on the show, I couldn't even defend this statement. If this was Who's to Blame, an old segment we had, and I had to defend this statement, I'm not really sure I could. You cannot be born into wealth. You cannot be wealthy your whole life. You cannot get famous because of a sex tape and have
that comment.
That comment. It is a slap in the face of working women who have had to struggle to get where they're women. I'm talking working women. I'm not even talking about dudes at this point. Working women, John, lay it on me.
Has she ever had to set an alarm clock that didn't involve catching a flight someplace?
I would guess not, right?
Then she has no business talking about. If you have to drag yourself out of bed to do something that you don't want to do, then you have no reason to talk about work. I mean, at this point in time, the meetings that you do have to go to revolve around you.
Yeah.
So if you're late, it's no big deal.
No.
Not to you.
Time does not exist to her.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
I mean.
This is, yeah.
So actress Jamila Jamil weighed in on the comments, tweeting, I think if you grew up in Beverly Hills with super successful parents in what was simply a smaller mansion, nobody needs to hear your thoughts on success or work ethic. And I mean, there is something to that. Now, I will say this to defend her. I think it was a bad quote. I think for you not to acknowledge your privilege to get you where you're at today is tone deaf and stupid. But there are many people that were born in her situation that have not accomplished what she has. Okay? There's many people that have released sex tapes. Paris Hilton. You could follow Paris Hilton, very similar to Kim Kardashian. I think by all metrics, Kim Kardashian is much more successful. And maybe she just had better brand coaches. Maybe she got lucky. Maybe whatever. But you just cannot come out and say this if this is the message to the young women that are looking up to you. Because there's a video, man, and they're literally just saying, we can't get people to show up. And it's just, with everything she's going through right now, the Kanye West divorce, everything, this is just a bad look, you know.
Yeah.
But is this really going to hurt her? Honestly?
Probably not.
Probably not. Because what I've read online, because Kim Kardashian stuff pops up on my Google News all the time now. They know I like Kim, Kanye. I'm there for the drama. They know it. So they're just like, feed me more, you know. And apparently women love her products she puts out. And so this is going to be a blip on it, but it just goes to show you that this is the mentality of a lot of people these days. Like, well, if they're going to pay those McDonald's people $15 an hour, I'm going to quit and go on down there. Then go, brother.
Go.
No one's stopping you. Go run it. Go run. You can make six figures being a manager at McDonald's.
You can.
You will work your ass like you've never worked before. You think working a damn fry machine during a rush hour at McDonald's is an easy job? You better GTFO right now.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I hate when people say that. Has the service of these products gone down? Yes. I think we can all agree that the McDonald's and the Wendy's and the Burger Kings of the world are not as good as they used to be. That you walk up there, it's like 14-year-old kids taking your order because society has convinced us that is not a good job to have. Society has said, oh, you be a garbage man? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Are you working with your hands? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. And these kind of comments do not help with this.
No.
Her version of work is not another person's version of work. I mean, You're putting this comment out while there's people in Ukraine right now literally fighting for their lives, bro. Not their rights, their lives. And you're saying work harder? I mean, look, I'm not saying the girl doesn't work hard, or the woman. I'm not saying Kim Kardashian does not work hard. But her level of hard is different from everyone else's. The single mother working 2 jobs to support her kids, that's hard work. Come on, Kim. You got to do better than that. And so with that being said, gas prices are out of control. Woo! We're up to
over $4.
Over $4 in here in Nashville.
And and
California.
Nashville is historically cheaper than pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah. So my biggest thing about this is it sucks. I mean, I understand. I mean, it sucks. Nobody likes it. I just, once again, you always like to bring the Republicans into it. And every Republican saying, this is Biden's fault, man. Biden brought up the gas prices. Guys, listen to me. If you listen, please. I know we've run Republicans off. So if you're still there, please stop with this logic. It's been high under Bush. It's been high under Obama. It was high under Trump for a while. Does no one remember this? It's high under Biden. It's supply and demand. From what I've read, the production values of gas dropped during the pandemic. Obviously, everyone was at home. They have not restaffed enough people to bring the levels back up, so the gas prices have gone up. The situation in Russia, that does not help. I would agree.
Mean, if you really want to blame gas prices on somebody, blame the gas companies.
That's very true.
That's what you do. Because the thing is, think about it. Whenever there's been any kind of war or anything, prices they were jacked up.
It's weird, isn't it?
Now, I remember 9/11, they went up, and Bush Jr., put out a statement, they're going back down, or those companies, those businesses are getting shut down.
Yeah.
And so he did do something. But those prices obviously went up for that reason alone.
Right.
There's a lot to go into what's going on in our world today.
What?
Just recently at work, I mean, we had like the plexiglass up on our front desk and everything. I went into work last night.
Gone.
Eesh. So
kind of got. I would suspect. I don't work in customer. I work customer service and not that directly in customer service. I would kind of like the plexiglass, truthfully. I think I would have gotten used to it.
I did get used to it, and
it's like, keep your germs, whatever they are. I don't care if they're COVID, the flu, the common cold. Keep them over there. Yeah. I can see you. This is plexiglass. I can see you.
Yeah.
So, that's, of course, the touting line. And what will happen is gas prices will inevitably go back down. Why would the president want the gas prices to go up? Like, this man is out here wanting people to support his ideas and his beliefs. Why would he be like, why would any of them be like, jack the gas prices up? This isn't France, dude. This isn't Marie Antoinette going, I need more. The president doesn't get your gas money. Yeah. The gas companies do. Go right to them. And then they're talking, if we had bought that Keystone pipeline, man, it would have done nothing.
Here's what you guys want to do. If you want to lower the gas prices, everybody needs to get together and pick one gas company.
Look at John here.
Only go to that one. Eventually, those other people are going to have to lower their rates.
Well, we can't even get people to decide on if COVID was real or not.
The downside of that is there's only like 3 gas companies.
That's true. So they would all probably just...
And so you've got to figure out what gas stations belong to which companies.
They'd all be talking to each other, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's that. And then the last, we got enough time. All right. The Don't Say Gay bill in Florida is the big thing that's happening now. And I'm just going to read this.
Florida, there's a lot of news in Florida.
Man, always. It never stops. And I've noticed a lot of people on our social media are very into this story. So it would be remiss for us not to just at least talk about it. So just real quick, the bill dubbed Don't Say Gay by critics what it actually says, okay? In their quest to become the party of parental rights, Republicans in Florida and other states are attempting to muzzle discussions of gay and civil rights in school. One bill that is awaiting the signature of Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, titled Parental Rights in Education, has been dubbed by critics the Don't Say Gay bill because it seeks to ban discussion of gender and sexuality issues with younger students. Another bill that passed would prohibit instruction that says certain races or sexes are privileged or oppressed. While the legislation doesn't specifically mention critical race theory, an academic theory already banned in Florida that is mostly taught in colleges and graduate programs, not to 5-year-olds, it acknowledges that racism is a systematic and institutional in American society. So basically, the Don't Say Gay bill would not allow any kind of talk of sex, sexual orientation. It's supposed to be, from what the bill's very vague, it's supposed to be 3rd grade under, but then they can decide maybe if they want to move it up. It's like the moving goalposts. So I don't know about that. And the other bill, like in Florida, we don't want to ever make anyone feel bad about being white or all these things like that. And look, man, is this where Republicans are at now? Is this where Republicans are at? This is the party of less government, right? I mean, am I wrong about that? This is the party of less government.
That's what they're supposed to be.
This to me seems like more government. We're going to tell the schools, here is your specific lesson plan. If a kid asks about, if they come in, they go, hey,
why does he have 2 dads?
Yes, fair question, which kids ask.
Yeah.
If the student, apparently from what I read, if the teacher goes any further about it, they lose their job. They could, and they will in Florida. Let's be honest, they'll lose their job in Florida. The systematic racism, it's absurd. This is a party that is banning books across America. They're banning books here in Tennessee. We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
I work with a person, as a younger person. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Strike me dead. I'm wearing a hat right now. I'm wearing a Malcolm X hat right now. I'm glad I'm wearing it because it reminds me of this story that happened today at work. We were talking about whatever, and I said, have you ever read the autobiography of Malcolm X? And this girl looks at me and she goes, who's Malcolm X? I went, I'm sorry, what did you just say? She goes, who's Malcolm X? I've never heard of that before.
Oh, my God.
I said,
how old is she?
Mid-20s. I said, you've never heard of Malcolm X?
Is she from Florida?
From Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's going to happen, John. This is what's going to happen, because if you can't teach kids about sexuality, we can't talk about a Harvey Milk who was the first gay, mayor. We can't talk about how certain pioneers in all these industries are done. We can't discuss it. If we can't talk about racism, we can't talk about Martin Luther King. We can't talk about Malcolm X. We can't talk about the slaves. We can't talk about any of that. We can't talk about the Native Americans. This is what they want? Is this really what they want, man? Because I've said this. I've never, ever, I've never felt guilty, David, the person here. I've never felt guilty when people talked about racism in the past. I felt bad. I never felt guilty because I'm not a racist in my heart. I know.
Yeah.
If I was a racist, then maybe I would feel guilty.
Or would you?
I think they are. I think they're feeling guilty when they're hearing about this every day in these schools. I think these kids are going home and they're talking to their parents about it, and their parents are going, uh-oh, can't tell little Jimmy that I secretly hate black people.
Yeah.
It just seems there's more to this. It seems, once again, I've always said, man, if you get a preacher up on that pulpit, you pick the topic, man, okay? If you want to say, if that dude's up there every week talking about don't have sexual relations outside marriage, and that dude's talking about that every week, general consensus from what I've experienced in the church when I went, that dude was out having sexual relations with people. When these senators are up here yelling, no gay rights, a lot of those dudes came out and found to be, they were closeted gays. I think anyone that rails too hard on the subject, and I'm talking, look, exactly. If you are concentrated on a subject, like hardcore, I think you're trying to cover up for something. And that's what I think this is. I think this is a group of parents that feel bad because maybe they're racist. Maybe they feel, look, white people did some terrible things. We've all done terrible things. That's called history. That's how we won't repeat it. We talk about the Nazis. You know why we talk about that? You know why we talk about Japanese internment camps? You know why we discuss these things where they won't happen again? And the minute we stop acting like racism happened, it's going to come back.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. I don't know. You have any thoughts on it?
I don't understand the whole. I don't understand why people would be racist. I don't understand why people would be homophobic. I don't get it, because your life does not change by their actions.
I would agree.
If that guy was white instead of black, your life is not any different. If that guy was straight instead of gay, your life is not any different. So why?
They are very concerned with the bedroom behaviors of other people. I don't know why. I don't know why Republicans are. I don't understand it, John. I have no idea. It's very baffling.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think a lot of these dudes are closeted, or I've always thought that, though. You know, like I said, I made my peace about it. So people are obviously not happy about this. I think it limits what a teacher can do in the classroom. At some point, what do you want her to do? Are you just going to give her the lesson plan and go read this lesson plan exactly as it is, do exactly what's on there?
I mean, if that's the case, you don't need teachers anymore.
We just have robots in there. So be watching for that. It's a big story, and a lot of kids are fighting against it, and power to you guys. I mean, I love that. I love seeing kids get active, and we'll see what happens. All right. Well, let's go on to happier material. It's time for the Mount Rushmore of Super Mario characters not named Mario. Hey, it's a Mario. All right. So we're going to look at let's just go with this. What is your list about, John? What is the determining factor? Do you even have one? Or are you just going to start naming characters?
They have to be featured in a game that also features Mario.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
And there's no like rhyme or I'm trying to go with certain themes.
Not Smash Brothers, because Smash Brothers kind of.
Oh, I know. In the Mario universe, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So who's going first this week?
I think I went first last week, so I think you go first.
Yes. Then my plan has come together perfectly. This is like dominoes knocking down.
I think a lot of ours is just going to be back and forth. I think.
Oh, no, I've got themes. Brother. You ain't no way. You may pick some of mine, but I will lay out my. This is like Napoleon Bonaparte when he marched. You know, he was in
Siberia.
Well, that was the bad part of his plan. That would have been like if I picked second. You know, yeah, it would have been bad. No, I'm looking at the importance of these people. I'm telling a story of like the Mount Rushmore tells a story of America. I'm going to tell the story of the Mario franchise.
I'm excited to hear your story.
It's not very interesting. I do want to say Mario is one of the greatest franchises without a shadow of a doubt.
You can't think of Mario video games without Mario coming into the picture.
People would say, what is the best video game? And, that's a tough question. Super Mario Bros. Has to be one of the top 3 greatest games ever invented. I don't know how you don't have that.
Take into account when a game was made.
Yes. I'm talking I'm talking when it came out, what it did for what it did for video games, how fun it was, how innovative it was. I don't understand how Mario is not. It has to be on your top 3. It changed the freaking game.
Yeah.
Like you can still. Here's the thing: a lot of those Nintendo games, you cannot play them today. They suck. Just be truthful.
Yeah.
You let me borrow your Raspberry Pi, and I was playing a lot of like old Nintendo games. I thought those things were terrible. I was like, this sucks. Mario, I can play it anytime, anywhere. It's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so yeah, but what's your favorite Mario? Before you get started on this kick, what is your favorite Mario game of all the series? Because there's a lot to pick from.
Super Mario 3.
Yeah, Super Mario 3 is good. I love Mario Kart. Don't get me wrong. Mario Kart is a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna go. My favorite is probably Mario 64 on the N64. I had a lot of fun in that game, and that's one where like I just played it a lot and had fun. But yeah, Mario 3 is fun. Mario 2 is fun. They're all fun. They're great. All right, obviously, I'm going first. You got it. You know who you pick at number one. I mean, it's almost like we should have just said not the brothers. Hey, but I'm picking Luigi. Hey, it's Luigi.
We're on a podcast called Blame Your Brother. How could Luigi not be
It's
the
a
first
me.
pick?
It's Luigi. All right. So, I mean, when you're a brother, when you have a brother growing up, one of you is Mario and one of you is Luigi. That's just how it's going to be. Generally speaking, the older brother always got to play Mario, and then the younger brother got to play Luigi. I always had a soft spot for Luigi, though. So I would tend to be Luigi more than I was Mario. I think Mario's a cooler character, but, you know, I've always liked that. But Luigi, obviously, I mean, he's been in most of the games, right? I mean, he wasn't in Mario. He wasn't in Super Mario Brothers.
He was if you played 2-player.
No, I guess he was, right? Yeah. So I guess he's been in all of them.
Yeah.
He's even got his own game, I believe. One where
He does what Mario's missing.
Yeah. So I guess
it's Luigi saving Mario.
there you go. So there you go. Yeah, Luigi, just great. A great name. Luigi. I mean, you can't beat that. That's better. The name, Luigi's better than Mario, if you ask me. It's more fun to say.
Yeah.
It's, hey, I'm a Luigi. I mean, it's great. It's the perfect Italian name. Luigi is the best. But, yeah, Luigi's got to be on there. No, that's it's almost
obviously number one.
Yes, number one. All right. Who you got next? Who's your number one, I mean?
You cannot have a hero without a nemesis.
Okay.
So I got to go with Bowser. King Koopa.
Okay.
Got to.
It's all right. I came prepared for that. I knew you might grab Bowser. I get it.
I mean, if you chose Bowser, I was gonna choose Luigi. I mean,
fair enough. But I've got other. See, that's what I'm saying. I needed Luigi for my plan to come together. So, yeah, Bowser. I mean, the quintessential Mario villain.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy. You know, I mean, he's great. I mean, he looks great. He's great in every sense of it. And what I always liked about the villains is that they were always bigger than Mario. That was kind of the fun aspect of it, you know, and we'll get to other villains a little bit later, but yeah, I mean, he's great even on the cartoon. He's fantastic, you know, and he's just such a weirdly designed character too. I mean, he's just such.
I mean, is he a dinosaur? Is he a giant turtle? What?
But when you think of Mario, you think Mario. Bowser's right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, it's a good choice. All right, so you got the villain on there. All right, well, what is the entire franchise if there's not a princess to save?
Yeah.
And that would be Princess Peach, the original, the OG, the Super Mario princess who, if there's no Princess Peach, there's no Mario game. The franchise is pretty much kaput. All right, I understand there was a Mario game before Super Mario Brothers. Without Super Mario Brothers, this franchise is sunk. It's like a lead balloon. It's like Led Zeppelin. It's like a Led Zeppelin, okay? So, yes, Princess is great. It is kind of weird that she's always getting caught, like, all the time. But in Super Mario Brothers 2, she has some pretty wicked powers, dude.
She can float.
Yes, she can float, and that's why in Super Mario Bros. 2, I played with her.
Especially during the Ice World?
Yes, she's fantastic.
That's the one.
So that's when she said, you know what? It's International Women's Month. I'm going to go save myself. And so she fixed her right. But yeah, I mean, you know, every video game needs someone you're trying to save. And if she's not in the game, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you just going around beating up Bowser for no reason?
Mean, and if you were to look at video games that were based on saving someone versus not, I mean, there's probably more.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, Princess Peach had to be on there. That's my number 2. All right, John, who's your number 2? So who you going to grab?
Let's see.
Yeah.
I got to go OG, first appearance of Mario ever. He was known as Jumpman, but Donkey Kong.
All right.
Donkey Kong. In the original layout, he was not a plumber. He was a construction worker, which makes sense when you played the game. And instead of Princess Peach, was Pauline that he's saving. Was her name. But changed games as also. It was one of those games that changed the games. It's the first game that ever had a cutscene.
Really? I did not know that. And
so I found that out during my research. Yeah, and Donkey Kong has gone on to had his own rights and has become his own hero in a lot of games. So
he is my favorite. If we're just saying who's my favorite Mario character, it's Donkey Kong, without a doubt. My kids know that. If I'm playing Mario Kart, I'm Donkey Kong every time. I love Donkey Kong. I mean, he's had his own games, and he definitely branched out, from a bad guy, kind of Wreck-It Ralph story, the bad guy to the good guy. All right, well, I'm glad you got that one. I came equipped for that. That's fine. I would have definitely put him on mine, but you got him. Every superhero also needs, you've seen all the movies. They need their sidekick. I consulted my son before I came here. I did. He's a Super Mario fanatic. I said, who do I have to put on this list? And his first name, I said, all right. I said, really? I said, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Now, you would think I was going to go a certain way with the sidekick, but this guy came, this creature came, captured the hearts of everyone. That's Yoshi. Super Mario sidekick in Super Mario 64.
I thought you were going to say somebody else.
I thought about him, but I was told I had to put Yoshi on there. He said, the kids love Yoshi. So Doug Metcalf has done his 4. He has Waluigi, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi. You get it, Doug. You get the Yoshi. You can ride this sucker. The sucker can eat things, shoot out fire, fly through the sky, help you absorb hits.
Yep.
He's a faithful dude. He's with you to the end, man. Would you not like a dinosaur to ride around on, John? Would that be the better sidekick? I mean, come on, man.
It's up there.
It's up there. So yes, there we go. Yoshi, my number 3.
My number 3 is not a main character.
Okay.
In fact, it's one of the grunts. In fact, I should maybe say 2 of the grunts.
Okay.
I'm going with the Hammer Brothers.
Hammer Bros.
I love those guys. Well, I hate those guys, but I love them.
Yeah, John heavy with the villains. Anyway, seems you're only picking bad guys. Very interesting theory here. Very interesting. All right, anyway.
I might go with that.
Hammer Brothers. Hammer Brothers first appearance was in Super Mario Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Level 5 or something.
I think level 3.
Okay. Man, they were tough. Like when you first got to him, you said, "What's going on with these guys, bro?" They were just just throwing hammers.
You had to figure out the timing of it, and even then,
yeah. No, they're cool. They look cool, man. I mean, any villain that's throwing hammers around, come on, man. That's up there. Now, would they make any further appearances in the rest of the games? Are they in any other versions of the games? I mean, are they in Mario 3?
They're in Super Mario 3.
Okay.
I can't remember if they're in Super Mario World or not.
I don't know.
But
they may be in Super Mario 64, Mario 6. I think they are. Yeah, they're awesome. I mean, as far as a villain that's not, like a super heavy, like the last villain, they are the coolest of the B level villains without a doubt. So, all right, good choice. All right, my last one. Got the brother, got the princess, got the sidekick. So you thought you would take in all my villains because every hero. Kanye says every hero needs his theme song. I said every hero needs his villain. I mean, we talked about Dark Knight. You need the Joker, right?
Yeah.
So you grabbed Bowser. I would have liked to have that one. You grabbed Donkey Kong, but you did not grab the man who has become his most recent villain, and some would argue his greatest. That would be Wario himself, Evil Mario. You got to have Wario. He is the new Bowser. Bowser, John, is so 1980. Wario so 2022. He is the opposite of Mario, hence Wario. Flip that M upside down. It's kind of like the Miz, WWE, flips that M up. Wario's a great villain, man. He hates Mario. Why? Just because he's the opposite of him. And what more do you really need? I mean, the Joker's the opposite of Batman. What more do you need? Wario, all the kids love him. I love Waluigi. I love saying Waluigi, but I think Wario is just better. So that's my last one. All right, we've come up to your last choice. Do you have any? Is it just all villains? Are you literally just doing the Batman?
I almost want to do another villain.
Do it. Do Dry Bones. He's awesome.
But
I love that guy. Who you got left, John?
I mean, there's plenty of people. I mean, we kind of hinted at one that we haven't mentioned, and I think if we're talking about Mario and the history of it, I feel we'd get a lot of backlash if we didn't at least mention this one person.
Who is it?
So I think, if I'm going to be the lackey, we got to have the lackey on the list.
I almost put him on.
So I got to go with Toad.
Toad's good. Toad was actually my favorite one to play. That's why I didn't mention him earlier in Super Mario Bros. 2. I loved Toad. Toad was like, I just loved him.
All the worlds that you had to dig, that was your guy.
Yeah, he was great.
Everybody had their plus. He was the digger. He could dig faster than anybody else. So
I mean, he literally is the definition of a lackey. I mean, 100%. Like, there's not even.
There's one. I don't know if it started out as a meme or just a T-shirt or what, but there's a T-shirt that I've seen. It's Toad and Princess, and they're in bed, and he said she shows her laughing, and it says him. And it says, "So I told him that you were in another castle." Ha 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 ha.
God.
So
there you go. Okay, Toad.
Yeah, Toad.
What else can you say with that one? I've seen that meme before. Okay, Doug Metcalf. Hammer Brothers are also a boss in Partners in Time, which is a great game. He seems to know his Mario Time.
He does. He was I definitely consulted with him.
There we go. Well, Doug, you consulted, and you know who picked the better list because I've matched several years. But anyway, let's read off the Mount Rushmore. I had Mario characters that aren't Mario. Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, and Wario. John had Bowser, Donkey Kong, the Hammer Brothers, and Toad. I also would have loved to include Dry Bones. I love Dry Bones, man. That skeleton turtle is one of the best villains of all time.
Some that I didn't get to, the Piranha Plant.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Off,
That's a good
off
one.
from-
Yeah, that's a good one.
Those who don't know Mario 2, we talked about Mario 2 quite a bit, but Wart is the final boss in Mario 2.
Huh.
The Shy Guy also from Mario 2.
Shy Guy's a good one. Yeah.
The Paracoopas,
What about Bullet Bill?
Bullet Bill, the Goombas, Lakita. Do you know who Lakita is?
The guy that throws the things out of the sky.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
The Spinies, those are the things
Yeah.
that he's throwing.
Okay.
Princess Daisy, Pauline, which I briefly mentioned, and you got Wario. So.
There we go. That's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed your Super Mario content. We always love video games. So that's it. We've come up to the end of the show. Hopefully you guys, talked a lot about the Batman. So if you've seen it, let us know what you think about it. Tell us who would make your Mount Rushmore of Mario characters not named Mario. And just want to say, if you're not following us on social media, this week I posted something on TikTok. It got 125,000 views.
Really?
It was insane. Yeah. So follow us on there. Get on the TikTok or Instagram or whatever. We're posting stuff all the time. We would like to get out there, engage, and it's a way just to grow the podcast, grow the community, get out there. It's a fun little event. So we want you to go to our website. If you need ways to get on there, go to bybpod.com. And while you're there, you can click on the Amazon affiliate link. And John, what is that exactly?
You go to our website, you click on the Amazon affiliate link, and whenever you purchase anything after doing so, we get a little kickback. And it doesn't cost you anything else. It's just a percentage of what you spend since you use that link.
There you go.
Goes to us.
It's easy enough. So you can do that on the website, bybpod.com. You can check out all of our social media links, all past episodes. You need to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn on those notifications when you miss all of our live shows. Hope you guys have a great week. Don't get snowed in. Survive out there with those gas pumps. And like Kimmy said, get your butt out there and work harder. John, with all that being said, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself, but blame your brother.